Hey, hello. How are you this afternoon? I am just about to meet my husband for some lunch. Um, Today we are going to talk about Arborvitae essential oil. First off, my name is Virginia. I'm the author, speaker, and entrepreneur over at virginiageorge.com. And like I said, we are talking about Arborvitae today. So Arborvitae is actually thuja plicata is the name of the specific plant we're going to talk about today. So thuja plicata can be found in several places, and the thing with Arborvitae essential oils, you have to know what part of the plant that it comes from. Many of the thuja plicata that is on the market comes from the leaves, and it's very different from the oil that comes from the wood. So today we're talking about the oil that comes from the wood. The oil that comes from the leaves is high in thujones, and thujones can have, thujones are not always a good thing, and I don't remember exactly what they do, but the oil that is derived from the wood parts of the plant do not contain the thujones, so that is not an issue with these. So Arborvitae is also commonly known. The common name, then is Western Red Cedar or giant or Pacific Red Cedar, but it's actually not a cedar. It's actually very different. It's actually, I think it's closer to cypress, more closely associated, or it's closer to like a cypress than it is to the cedar. So that's why common names can be confusing. So they're not the same as scientific names. So Arborvitae, thuja plicata, is actually an Arborvitae. It is not cedar, even though it is called Western Red Cedar often. It typically grows in like the Pacific Northwest. And the oil that we are talking about today, again, is derived from the wood of the plant and not the leaves. So when you're shopping for this oil, it is important to know the difference, to know what part of the plant it comes from, and then also to know why you might want one part or the other. So, let's talk about what Arborvitae is good for. I really love it. It smells like wood. It smells like a cedar or like wood. My husband was before we moved here, he was a carpenter, and so he didn't like the smell because it smelled like, it smells like cedar. So he would come home one night. We were sitting at dinner, so he works around wood all day. He's cutting wood, he's putting up wood all day. So he comes home from work one day, and it's really great for your immune system. And so we had some people who were not feeling well in our home, and so during dinner I had it diffusing kind of like off to the side on the windowsill, and we're sitting there through dinner, and he keeps like kind of trying to clear his nose out, blowing his nose, rubbing his nose, trying to figure out, so finally I realized what was going on. He thought that he had like sawdust in his nose, and that's what he was smelling, when in reality he was smelling the oil that I was diffusing in the next room. So if that tells you anything, it smells just like cedar, and I actually really love the smell of it. And now that he's not a carpenter anymore, he doesn't dislike it as much because he's not exposed to that smell all the time anymore. Goodness sakes, I've got notifications going crazy here. Okay, so Arborvitae is, like I said, it's supportive to your immune system, and so it'll help protect against environmental threats and seasonal things, and just to kind of help you your body to be functioning where it's supposed to be. It can be used to purify the air and diffuse it for a grounding aroma. You can mix it in with your mulch when you're gardening. So it's kind of an insect repellent. Arborvitae, so like the actual tree, is used a lot of times in furniture making. And it's a very, very durable wood, and it doesn't really break down very quickly. So it's a lot of times we can look at what a plant is in its natural habitat and kind of take that into you know, how the oil can be used. So it's good for, it can be good for repelling bugs. And then also for, you can use it in a wood polish with lemon essential oil to kind of polish and shine up and protect your wood. So emotionally, Arborvitae is the oil of divine grace. Divine grace. So it's grounding, and it teaches us that divinity is all around us, that God's grace can be felt and experienced here on earth. It is not distant or separate. Arborvitae's Latin name is to sacrifice, and this oil invites individuals to sacrifice their personal will and ambitions for a far more fulfilling way of living. By surrendering to God, the mind relaxes and the soul experiences harmony and peace. So it really kind of helps with struggle, distrust, being fearful, feeling like you need to control things, and not blocking God, not letting, you know, not putting your walls up, and really just kind of helping you to break those boundaries down, those barriers down, and to let God in, and to let God control, to live in peace and joy, and trusting the Lord. So that is Arborvitae. So if you have any other questions, please shoot me a tweet or catch me on Instagram at @vergeorge. You can use the hashtag #KnowYourOils, and then I'll find anything then that's hashtag #KnowYourOils. So if there are no questions, then I will sign off and go get some yummy lunch. So I pray you guys have a great day, full of divine grace. So, all right, we'll see you next time.